Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast as I continue on the new Disney Plus series for Marvel's What If Season 2, Episode 6, What If Kahhoria Reshaped the World. Now, this is, again, a spoiler review, so if you have not seen Season 1 or Season 2 or this episode, please pause this. Give me a thumbs up, though. Go watch it, then come back, listen to this spoiler review and any other spoiler review that I have done in the past and now and moving forward. Leave your comments in the comments below. Tell me, guys, how you feel about it. What's your guys' Marvel theories, DC Comics theories, whatever. I want to know it. I want to hear it because I would love to engage with you, the fans, the audience, the superhero fans. So, again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned, so let's get into it. The Watcher sets up the stage by taking us back in time, where in this universe, where way back before the Tesseract was ever brought to Earth by Odin, Ragnarok came to Asgard, and the Tesseract finds its way to pre-Columbian American at this point. This episode ships fully into from the village she is from. That's where it landed at. And we got to meet Kahhoria and her brother Wada seeking out their village to go exploring. The pair of them stumble onto an old battlefield on the edge of the woods. Little with literally skeletons everywhere, still bearing traces of a fight. Wada reminds Korra that they were told the story that they need to stay away from this battlefield since it's supposed to be cursed. But Kahhoria continues on and says the only reason why it's cursed because no one cleansed it after it, the fight, basically. And they venture off further into where they see a lake and they get a letdown. And her and her brother are about to head back, and then they hear a big gun sound, and of course they run back to the village because at first they thought it was like a thunderstorm or whatever, but again it was a military group that is white, looks Latin. The main general sees the two and they start running because they're heading towards them, and obviously they came here to take their tribe, take their stuff, and enslave them, of course. So there's some little historical true facts that happen in our real life. And so they're off running, and they go past that lake again, right? And they're trying to just find safety somewhere. And Kahhoria just trying to protect her brother, basically. And they stumble into this like pit, and this is where they find like a underground lake where the Tesseract has literally just lived in. And what's really interesting about this Tesseract is that this in this universe it feels more natural, feels more real. Like, I mean, it's magical, of course, because it's from, this is a thing that Thor and Loki have always wanted to have at Asgard, of course. One for the good, one for the other, the wrong reasons. And obviously, we know Loki has changed his ways, and both versions of Loki, the past and the one who passed away and who died in Thanos' hand in Endgame. And so we kind of understand that the Tesseract was like magic for gods, basically. But this one, I really like how they treat the Tesseract as a natural being, like the Soul Stone. That's why Ultron became himself, where he's at now. The way you saw Ultron, that's the feeling I got with this. And as they see it, they're hiding, but the soldiers followed in and saw it well, and then they realize that they're there, and just about Kahoria's little brother was about to get shot, and she jumps in and she takes a hit and she falls right into that lake, and the Tesseract like heals her, keeps her alive, heals the bullet wound because she got shot right in like the heart basically or the chest. And but then it takes her to another world that there's no return. Bahora, you know, wakes up among them and she is stunned to see, this other tribal of Native Americans using this power that she has contained from the Tesseract. And, you see this young man who greets her and introduces Atherax, who explains like this is Sky World. There's no return, and the reason why is because they never figure it out. Even though they have all this great power ability, some have tried, and he explains to her that many people have tried basically and they failed. She's not giving up because she cares about her people. And but as she's hanging out there, she learns how to use her blue light that has speed, um, has everything from strength, power, like a Dragon Ball thing, but they use it to eat things, plant things, hunt animals. Uh, they take in on the light spirit as well, and they become part of this too. Like the animals have the light spirit as well. But she rallies them up, and she finds a way instead of, you know, trying to have things float and climb them as she did. She brought that giant hole portal from the sky world down and walked into it. And now they were kind of hesitant, and she felt like they were cowards. So she went out there to save her own people. But then they came along, and boy, they wreaked havoc on some stuff. I mean, they went 0 to 100. I mean, they walked on, ran so fast. This is like, she is the speedster of the MCU. Like she's the Flash, but without the Flash, basically, right? And they went to their land. I think it was British or London, somewhere, I forget. And she was gonna wreck their world. And then at the end, you see Doctor Strange, and he's like, "I've been looking for you for a very long time." And so it's gonna be interesting to see what the superior Doctor Strange from the Marvel What If series and Multiverse of Madness, of course, to see what he has plans for her. But I honestly love this. This is what makes me like Marvel What If, is stuff like this. And I just respect the fact they respect the culture, and this is a brand new character. And so like this generation now of this year and forever basically can learn and get comic books, watch more shows about her. Like, I'm really excited for this character, and I do hope to see her in the live action. And we may through the Marvel's Echo series on Disney Plus and on Hulu. So, your choice, right? But I really liked it a lot, and I liked how they did it in Native Americans' language, and I really enjoyed the history of it. Like, I hope like this somewhat happened in the sacred timeline of the MCU. Like, I really, really hope so. Like, maybe Marvel Studios will have it at some point, and maybe they'll touch upon it in the Marvel's Echo series. But I'm very excited to start watching that, of course, too. But other than that, this is 1 out of 10. I'm giving this episode a 10 because you know what? This reminds me why I'm a fan of Marvel, especially in the live action and now on the Disney Plus series. It's because this episode to me reminds me of Phase One, like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. Like, to see her. Oh, and like, if you want to go off more phases, it reminds me obviously Wakanda, Black Panther, King T'Challa. It reminds me of that, and it made me realize that's what I am a fan of was those characters and still is. And of course, I like the new characters they have introduced us in this current phase in movies and new seasons of whatever, from Loki to She-Hulk and all that. So it's very cool to see that, and it just reminded me how much I'm a fan of this stuff, because to see her and that character do that was really awesome. And this one I would recommend if anybody would ask me, you know, hey, I want to start watching Marvel. What should I do? What should I watch? Well, obviously, I would say, well, I think instead of saying watch Iron Man and stuff, I mean, I would mention that obviously, but I would tell them, like, you need to watch Marvel's What If and work your way to season 2 to this episode that I'm reviewing, and watch this character to show you that this is who this is what phase 1 has been building up to, characters like her, and then go back and watch it all in timeline order if they ask me to, but if they wanted my advice basically. But I this is why it reminds me of that, because it's been a long time since I had that spark. Like the first time it was organic. Like, I really got into Marvel because of the live action, and it made me reconnect with comic books and all that. So that's why I really want to say this is my favorite episode of season 2 of Marvel's What If. The other episodes are phenomenal as well, but this one is in my top 5, at least at my number 2. So I definitely would recommend you to convince anybody to watch this particular episode, because it was good. I think people would just really like this character and want to know more. And they can do so much cool things with this character. So I'm definitely excited what they have in stores for her in the MCU. So I definitely like this. And, to see Superior Strange show up in this, it tells me that at some point that Kahhoria is gonna cross paths in Earth 616 at some way, some point in life. So definitely excited about this. But you know what else? I just want to real quick. Here's some other things. The reason why I like this episode too was it's very action packed. Told a really good story. Again, it showed a different view of, like, there is still so much more to the MCU that they have yet shown, and this is just like a glimpse. Like, we haven't even gone that far back in the main sacred timeline. Like, we know that in the timeline order, you start with Captain America, the first Avengers. They never really went back, and there's a chance that could be a thing. And I'd be down for that, to be honest. Like, I know a lot of people would be mad, and they would feel like Marvel Studio made or broke a promise. But for this character, I think it'd be worth it. So, that's my review. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you, and peace out.